The courtroom was completely silent. The judge hadn't even begun reading the verdict when my own brother stood up, pointed directly at me, and said she was never in the military. She's been lying to everyone just to steal our father's inheritance. In that single moment, my reputation wasn't the only thing under attack. My entire family was falling apart. My name is Jessica Reynolds. I'm 42 years old, and for the last 20 years, I've lived a life I could never fully explain. Not because I wanted to keep secrets, but because some promises are made to be kept forever. My father understood that. He never questioned my silence. But my brother Daniel, he saw my silence as proof that I had something to hide. After our father passed away, the family gathered for the reading of his will. Everything seemed normal until the attorney reached one unusual clause. It stated that I would inherit the family home and a significant share of the estate if I could provide proof of my service. The room fell silent. Then Daniel laughed. Out loud. He looked at everyone and said, "Service? She never served. She just had a boring government desk job and made up stories to impress Dad." I didn't respond, not because he was right, but because I knew the truth would speak for itself. A few weeks later, Daniel filed a lawsuit against me. He accused me of fabricating my military career, forging legal documents, and manipulating our father into changing his will. To him, the case was already over. He had searched everywhere for my military records. There were no public files, no photographs, no newspaper articles, nothing he could use to prove I had ever served. So he convinced himself that no evidence meant no service. He couldn't have been more wrong. Because some missions never become public, some records are classified, and some people spend their entire careers protecting secrets they can never talk about. When I met with my attorney, Eleanor Price, she listened quietly to everything. Then she looked at me and smiled. "Don't interrupt him," she said. "Let him tell his story. Let him repeat every lie under oath. The more confident he becomes, the harder he's going to fall." I took a deep breath and agreed. Because sometimes the best way to expose a lie is to let the liar believe he's already won. Voiceover script part 2, I stayed silent. Not because I didn't have an answer, but because the truth wasn't meant to be revealed just yet. A few weeks later, Daniel officially filed a lawsuit against me. He accused me of lying about my military service, forging legal documents, and stealing money from our father's trust. With every accusation, his confidence grew stronger. He believed that because no public record of my service existed, it meant I had never served at all. But he had no idea that some records aren't missing. They're protected. Not from the public, but for the security of the country itself. My attorney, Eleanor Price, looked at me and said, "Let him keep talking. Let him repeat every lie under oath. Once a lie is recorded in court, the truth becomes impossible to escape." So that's exactly what we did. Every hearing, every deposition, Daniel repeated the same story with absolute confidence. He had no idea he was building the case that would eventually destroy him. Then the investigation uncovered something unexpected. 3 days before my father passed away, $800,000 had been transferred from his trust to a charity called the Sentinel Recovery Foundation. Daniel immediately claimed the foundation belonged to me. He told everyone it was a fake organization I had created to hide stolen money. But the truth was very different. Sentinel wasn't mine. It was a nonprofit that supported the families of soldiers who had lost their lives during a mission I had once been part of. My father had donated the money himself. He wanted to help the families of people who never made it home. Then came the forensic investigation. Experts examined every digital signature, every login, and every transaction. The signature carried my name, but the computer login belonged to Daniel. In that moment, everything changed. Bank records, computer logs, and financial audits all pointed to the same person. The man who called me a thief was the one secretly moving the money. And for the first time since the lawsuit began, I realized Daniel wasn't just trying to steal my inheritance. He was trying to erase my entire identity. He thought my silence made me weak. He was about to learn that silence can be the strongest evidence of all.